Hi, everyone. This week, Public Citizen announced that they are suing Big Pharma for not labeling their antidepressants with the side effects like permanent sexual dysfunction or suicidal tendencies. If you're going through life stresses or if you're going through extraordinary stressors, you might want to take a proactive stance against being force-fed meds. Here's a few simple ways to do that. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because this is just the first in a series of things you'll want to know. Also, I'd like to know your views and experiences with antidepressants and health remedies that you've used. Please keep your comments respectful to and for everyone. So let's start off by talking about brain health, and specifically how mushrooms can benefit you cognitively. Let's dive into the world of fungi and see how they can boost your brain power. First up, we have lion's mane mushrooms. These funky-looking fungi have been shown to promote the growth of nerve cells in the brain, which can improve cognitive function and memory. Next, we have reishi or reishi mushrooms. These are packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties, which can help protect your brain from damage and reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. And we have cordyceps mushrooms. In fact, all mushrooms have positive effects on the brain. You don't have to buy just the fancy ones. Any of mushrooms, like even the little white button mushrooms you see at the grocery store, or the little brown mushrooms you see at the grocery store, are going to work perfectly fine as well. The lion's mane mushroom is becoming very famous because people have said it's turned back the clock on even cancer patients. So lion's mane mushroom always is something you want to look out for at the store, and grab some lion's mane mushroom if you are around and if it is affordable at the time that you're there. Now, mushrooms have even been associated with stopping, delaying, and in some cases turning back Alzheimer's disease. I'm sure that we don't even know all the wonderful things that mushrooms can do for us. You know, we are actually closer to mushrooms as far as being related to them than we are to plant life. Mushrooms are more like us than plants are like us. So we have a direct connection with mushrooms as well, by the way. And also, I do want to say that cabbage, whether cooked or raw, has huge anti-inflammatory properties, which will not only help to de-stress your body, but will de-stress your brain as well. Cabbage is cheap, it's abundant, and it makes a great sauerkraut for your party hot dogs. Whether vegan dogs or regular hot dogs, it doesn't matter. The cabbage will have the same effect. In fact, cabbage is such a great anti-inflammatory that it was used during the Civil War as a poultice to put on the wounds of the downed soldiers to bring down swelling. So how about exercise? Exercise for brain health. I mean, have you ever thought about exercise and brain health? Most people associate exercise just with physical health, but it's really important for brain health as much. And you don't have to go to the gym. You can just get up and walk around your house if that's all you have to do. So remember, the brain center is the command center of our body. It controls everything we do. It's responsible for our thoughts and emotions and movements and so much more. And just like our muscles need exercise to stay strong, our brain needs exercise to stay sharp as well. One great way to keep your brain healthy is through physical exercise. When we exercise, our heart rate increases, pumping more oxygen and nutrients to the brain. This can improve our memory, our focus, and our overall cognitive function. But it's not just physical exercise that benefits our brains. Mental exercises are important as well, like puzzles, or reading. Or even, games that you play on the computer or games that you play on your phone. Even that can help your brain. Not that I want everyone to sit in front of the computer and the phone all the time, because it's good to get out and actually talk to real people. But, while you're home, while you're in a funky mood or whatever, why not play a game while you're there and still be able to strengthen your brain? Also, now, as far as exercise goes, just getting out of bed and walking around the house a couple of times and doing the dishes and, staying out of bed for 5 or 10 minutes before you get back in, if that's the mood you're in, is going to help. You have to do that maybe every 2 hours. Get up, walk around, grab a cooked mushroom, get some walnuts, whatever you want to do. And then if you have to, if you're really drawn to the bed to lay down, then there's nothing that you can do about changing that. Go lay down again. But just getting up every 2 hours and walking around is going to be much better for your brain and your body. Now, so just remember, there's a lot that can be done just with body movement. You can have, and even if you're sitting down, let's say that you can't stand up, maybe you have a medical problem or whatever, or you just don't feel like it, you can just keep a couple of 5-pound barbells or a couple of books by your side and use them, just pumping them up and down 20 times and putting them down and doing it again later another 20 times and putting them down. That is still something that is going to get your brain healthier and your body healthier as well. But it's really advantageous if you can, if you're capable of getting up and walking around, that you're not physically disabled, then get up and walk around. Get up and walk around the house, even for 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe you can even work in a couple of deep knee bends or push-ups or something while you're up. And that is going to have really optimal benefits for you. So another thing you want to look at is light. Sunlight is good for your brain health. Light is an antidepressant. That's what they call it. They're calling it an antidepressant. And it can boost your brain health by getting enough exposure to natural light. Natural light acts as a natural antidepressant because when your brain receives sunlight, it produces serotonin, and that is the hormone that helps you regulate your mood and reduces feelings of anxiety and stress. So if you're taking drugs to release serotonin, that's totally unnecessary. You can just be in the sun for a while, put some sunscreen on, don't get burnt, take care of yourself, or even just sitting by a window and having an open window when it's not too cold out and listening to the birds sing and letting the light hit your face, just even with your eyes closed. Light is good for you. It goes through your body, it goes through to your brain, and it's going to release serotonin into your brain, which is what you're going to need if you are depressed. So serotonin is a hormone that helps regulate your mood and reduces feelings of anxiety and stress, as I've said. So getting outside for a walk or getting by a window is good. And if you bring your barbells or books to that window that you're sitting by and you exercise at the same time, all the better, right? You're breathing in the fresh air into your lungs while you are doing a little upper body exercise motion. So don't underestimate the power of natural light. It is where we're meant to be. We're not cave dwellers. We're basically natural light dwellers. For the thousands of years we've been on Earth, most of that time we have been in the natural light. And so our bodies like it. Our bodies are used to it. And it's what helps our brains stay healthy and helps our bodies stay healthy as well. So now, another thing that you need to really think about when it comes to brain health is omega-3 fatty acids. Now, omega-3 fatty acids is a type of fat that our body cannot produce on its own. We absolutely have to take it into our body. And it's really important to get omega-3 fatty acids from our diet. They are crucial for brain health. 2/3 of your brain is made up of omega-3 fatty acid, and it needs to be fed. You need to feed your brain. And it can even heal the brain. And it can provide more connective tissue to the brain, which is something that we need to do on a regular basis, being who we are. We have to keep feeding the brain. We have to keep restructuring it and keep it going strong. So 1/4 cup of walnuts a day actually is all the omega-3 fatty acid you need for one day. Just 1/4 cup of walnuts is all you're going to need. And so there's really, no problem in getting the omega-3 fatty acid. It's in milk, it's in cheese, but the best source that I know of is the walnuts. 1/4 cup. Small amount, works great. We can do this. Also, there has been a study where some teens were diagnosed with schizophrenia, and they were fed 7 times the normal dosage of omega-3 fatty acid, and their schizophrenia greatly improved or even healed over time. I don't know what the time period was for that exactly, but over time it was greatly healed. It made a big difference, and I don't know if that same experiment was repeated on young adults or older people, but on teenagers it certainly did work. But I don't see why it doesn't improve. It can't improve for everybody to a greater or lesser extent as it did in the study with the teens. It probably is going to have a good effect on you either way. So make sure you get that omega-3 fatty acid into your system. And if you aren't eating right on some days, you don't have any walnuts, you're just eating junk food all day long, you can still get the omega-3 fatty acid from a capsule that you can buy in the drugstore. Like, for example, there's fish oil you can buy in the drugstores, and there's other types of vegan omega-3 fatty acid capsules you can get as well. So another great thing you can do, and this just keeps coming, there's so many great things you can do, is olive oil. Olive oil has incredible benefits for your brain and nervous system. It has a lot of antioxidants, and it protects your brain cells from damage. Did you hear that? Protects your brain cells from damage. And all you're going to need is 1/4 teaspoon of olive oil a day. Just think of how great you'd be if you had a 1/2 teaspoon of olive oil a day. But it's going to help protect your brain from damage. The omega-3 fatty acids are going to rebuild your brain and rebuild the connective tissue after the damage has already occurred. These things go hand in hand. I don't know if you can think of making a dish that has both olive oil and walnuts in it, but that would be the perfect diet, okay? The perfect dish if you can figure that out. So it prevents cognitive decline as well. So things like Alzheimer's disease, and even maybe dementia. Olive oil, 1/4 teaspoon of olive oil a day can protect you and your loved ones from developing Alzheimer's by, I think, 60%, if I'm not mistaken about that study. These are proven studies. So that little bit of olive oil a day is all you're going to need to protect your brain and your nervous system, and it will help to protect you to the point where you don't even get the neurological diseases at all. And even if you did, it's going to be a lot milder than it would normally be without the olive oil. So let me just say this. You don't want to get on the antidepressants. Obviously, they're not really good for you, probably. For some people, I've heard that they've worked pretty good, but just the same, if you can get the same results through easy and natural methods, things like being in the sunlight promotes a lot of serotonin in your brain. Protecting your brain with omega-3 fatty acids and regrowing the brain with omega-3 fatty acids, regrowing the connection with omega-3 fatty acids, and protecting the brain with olive oil and mushrooms. And by the way, be sure and cook the mushrooms before you eat them. Cooked mushrooms are much better for you. There is an element in the mushroom that if you eat it raw, it's not as healthy for you. So please definitely cook the mushrooms as well. And don't forget to have cabbage. Cabbage is an anti-inflammatory. It will keep down the inflammation in your entire body, including your brain. Inflammation is a major cause of disease, so you want to keep the inflammation down as much as possible. Don't be afraid to take your favorite anti-inflammatory pill, whatever that is, Find one that has an anti-inflammatory effect on the soft tissue, and find one that has an anti-inflammatory effect on things like your bones and stuff as well. So you can look that up and check that out. So, you don't want someone to start feeling bad for you and thinking that you're losing your mind and you're too depressed, or they don't know what you're going to do next. The next thing you know, you get drug off to a mental health facility where they're force-feeding you antidepressants. You don't want that to happen. You're not going to have any choice in the matter sometimes if you get to that point. And somebody will take you there against your will sometimes. So you don't have to go there. You just do these few things. You eat a quarter cup of walnuts a day or so. You take a quarter teaspoon of olive oil a day. You keep all your shades and windows open all day, weather permitting, but at least keep your shades open and your curtains open, even if you can't keep your windows open. You eat your cabbage to bring down the inflammation in your brain and your entire body. And you eat your cooked mushrooms. And let's see, so all you have to do is a few these easy, simple things. And actually, and I'm not going to rule out mood-enhancing over-the-counter things that they have now. A lot of the over-the-counter mood enhancers that you can get at CVS and other drugstores, they're going to help probably greatly too. And I think they're basically all herbal. So go ahead and research that as well. Find out what stores you can get which these over-the-counter mood enhancers from. But all of these things combined, I guarantee, will change your mental health, will change the way you see the world, and it will change for the better within 1 day to 7 days. It's not going to take that long. After you start doing a little exercising, introducing yourself to sunlight more often, keeping your shades and windows open, having your olive oil, having your walnuts, having your cooked mushrooms, having your cabbage, and having your omega-3s in general, I guess. So thank you for being here. Let's be polite on the comments. I do want to hear about your experiences with depression. I want to hear about what maybe caused the depression if you want to share. I want to hear about what was done about it, and did it work? Did it help? Did it make things worse? Did it make things better? Did you develop any new symptoms after taking the antidepressant? So share with all of us so we can all learn and be polite. Let's take care of each other. And everybody, I look forward to speaking with you again soon as we continue doing this. And please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.